All right, guys, welcome in. I'm the Kodiak Broncos Podcast, and today I'm here to talk about why the Broncos, I don't think they will take a tight end in the first round, but before we get into it, I just want to say a couple things. First of all, leave a like if you enjoy, subscribe if you're not already. You can always wait until the end. Hopefully, I will have earned it. And let me know what you guys think of my new background. Like, do you guys like this one better, or do you like my old one? Kind of experimenting with things. But yeah, follow me on Twitter if you like what I have to say on here at Kodiak Broncos, and let's dive right into it. So, first of all, with Tyler Warren, the thing I can say with 100% certainty is that he's not going to be there. Like, there's too much smoke about him, being mocked at the very end of the top 10 to teams like the Jets. They've scheduled multiple meetings with him, I've heard. Carolina, New Orleans. Like, I think Tyler Warren makes sense for all those teams. So, almost a surefire, locked and loaded top 10 pick at this point. So, with that being said, it's kind of caused a trickle down effect to the other tight end, the other projected first round tight end in this class in Colston Loveland. And it is now a very, very popular landing spot for Colston Loveland to go to Indianapolis in those mock drafts as well. I've even seen Daniel Jeremiah mock him to Seattle at number 18. So there's a lot of steam gaining that Colston Loveland could be a riser in this process. I mean, Tyler Warren has already rose leaps and bounds what I thought he would, even after he had an amazing college football playoff. But Colston Loveland, I think a lot of teams are recognizing that, hey, this dude is awesome. I think he was kind of held back by the fact that Michigan had a really, really rough 2024. And even him, I was like, dang, I'm not really seeing a lot of really great stuff on his 2024 film. Then I popped up 2023 and I was like, oh, I get it. And Michigan may have had the most anemic passing offense in college football in 2024, so I'm not going to hold that against him. But it's also hard to see any of the other second-tier tight end dudes creeping into our first-round pick range at number 20. Like, I know that things can change from here until now, but once again, solid chance neither of these guys are there. And honestly, I don't think any of the third tight ends are really going to creep up. I don't think we're going to see, first round Helm. I don't think we're going to see first round Arroyo, first round Ferguson, for maybe first round Taylor. I've been seeing quite a bit lately, but who knows? Number 2, high tight end production is not a staple of the Sean Payton offense unless you have Jimmy Graham. So I put an asterisk there because I kind of had to clarify that. And listen, I'm not saying that if we don't have two amazing tight ends, like two very highly productive tight ends, that the position wouldn't be productive. Like, I think at that point you could pencil us in to lead the NFL in receiving yards from the tight end position, anything like that. But without Jimmy Graham, the top tight end in Sean Payton's offense averages 39 receptions, 474 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Factoring in Jimmy Graham's production, the average only increases to 64 receptions, 750 yards, and 6 touchdowns. So there was a really good article from the Canal Street Chronicles, which is the Saints SB Nation blog, where the Saints writer basically talked about how they had like guys like Watson, Benjamin Watson, if you guys remember him, Jared Cook, Kobe Fleener, who honestly had some pretty underwhelming production. But for the most part, like, it's not really a thing for the Sean Payton offense to feature a highly productive tight end. Now, do you need your go-to guy to extend drives? Do you need that guy that Nix can go to on third down? Absolutely. That really hampered us last year. It was not, the fact that we were getting an inexcusable amount of production from the room, but that we couldn't hit them in our money situations. We didn't have like a security blanket for our young quarterback. But I think if we do get a first round tight end, that this would be different. But listen, normally it's just not what Sean Payton goes to. Like, usually it's funneled through the wide receiver one above all else and a highly productive running back. Number 3, modern first round tight end hit rate, absolutely atrocious. So from 2017 to now, we've had OJ Howard, Evan Ingram, David Njoku, Hayden Hurst, TJ Hawkinson, Noah Fant, Kyle Pitts, Kincaid, and Brock Bowers. So the league is just bad at scouting this position. It's because it's a mentally taxing position, and it's a little bit more than, just go out there and run routes like how people who maybe are casual, like people who are obsessed with highlights and fantasy and Madden, then how they would judge and evaluate tight ends. But listen, I'm just going to go case by case on all these. So I actually did this on Mic'd Up last night. So if you're hearing this again, then just kick back and enjoy. Just bear with me. So OJ Howard, he peaked at basically 34 receptions from 2018 and 2019. Then he lost his role to guys like Cameron Brate and Rob Gronkowski when he came over with Tom Brady. So not a hit. Evan Ingram, he was really productive his rookie year, but honestly, that was because pretty much everybody on the team that was a viable receiving option basically was sent to the shadow realm and on IR. So yeah, he was productive early on, but they really didn't get a lot of really, really good production or use out of him. David Njoku, I mean, I consider him a hit because in his second year, he had about 850 yards. But again, we waited so long for him to be consistent. Like, once he truly broke out with Joe Flacco, like, I mean, it was fine. Like, he was a good player, but 2017, 2019, 2020, 2021, even 2022, he started to ramp up at the end of that year as well. But he wasn't really a factor in the Browns offense. I hate to say it. So I do still quantify him as a hit, but man, he is teetering on that line. Hayden Hurst, traded in 2 years, definitely not a hit. TJ Hawkinson, number 8 overall, was constantly injured, traded within division when it was time for his contract to get extended. So I would not quantify that as a hit as well. Noah Fant, our guy, was he a good player here? Sure. I wouldn't even say good. Was he a solid player here? Sure. Was he capable? Absolutely. And it looked like in his rookie year, there was nowhere to go but up, but didn't end up coming to fruition. Was traded to Seattle for in the Russell Wilson deal. Kyle Pitts, number 4 overall, complete waste of draft capital. Like, even him, he was a can't miss tight end prospect, and look at it, he ended up missing as well. Dalton Kincaid, no other number 1 receiving option on the Buffalo Bills. Josh Allen is the quarterback. How do you not average 10 targets a game? Like, how in the name of Eric Ebron are you not getting peppered with targets? And once again, good rookie year, but kind of took a step back this year. Brock Bowers, absolute monster. Absolute monster. No issues with the pick whatsoever. Maybe you could make the argument that, tight end, they really weren't in a position to take it. But, oh well, for the sake of this, Bowers is a hit. Shattered a lot of records during his rookie year. So, yes, only 2 of these guys, Bowers and Njoku, have been definitively worth the capital for the team who drafted them. And that's with me, once again, giving Njoku the benefit of the doubt, waiting 5 years for consistent production. So, yes, modern first-round tight end hit rate is atrocious. And this kind of leads into my next point, that our first would most likely be better spent elsewhere. Okay, tight end is not a premium position for a reason. It's not hard to find serviceable tight end production. Now, you might be saying, well, if it's not hard to find serviceable production, why couldn't the Broncos go out there and, get solid production from a tight end this year? First of all, 2 reasons. One, this room was basically predicated on a bet on Dulcich being the guy once he had basically been removed from all his, injuries and everything like that. So I don't blame the front office for giving him that shot because he looked really, really good his rookie year, but he played himself off the roster. And 2, with a team as with bare cupboards of draft capital like we have had the past 2-3 years because of the Russ trade and trading for Sean Payton, we have not been in a position to upgrade the tight end room. So we had to try it out. Troutman, Kroll, Adkins, Burton at the position. And yeah. Now, if the Broncos were to attack premium positions in this draft, interior defensive line just makes much more sense. So this is, as I call it, a value argument. The first round, guys who are potentially available for us in the first round this year, like Kenneth Grant, Walter Nolan, Derek Harmon potentially, and, waiting until the second round to grab our tight end, I think is just a much better use of resources than, drafting Colston Loveland in the first round and then, finding those like second, third tier interior defensive line guys in this upcoming draft class. And listen, if Colston Loveland is there, first round tight end, completely fine with the pick. But defensive line for our team situation would be the smartest pick. We do not have any defensive linemen under contract next year, at least. I mean, Zach Allen hasn't been extended yet. I assume he will at a certain point. But defensive line, like I said, it would be the smartest pick. I mean, we've seen the Philadelphia Eagles formula where you just draft guys that can go, get after the quarterback. And yeah, trenches, it's just a timeless style of football. If you are good in the trenches, odds are your team is going to be pretty good as well. Number 5, very deep tight end class. So there are so many guys at tight end who can play in this year's draft. And while I don't think they're all as good as guys like Tyler Warren or Colston Loveland, I don't think the gap is extremely substantial. And listen, Arroyo, Ferguson, Helm, Taylor, Fannin, Gadsden, they're all worthwhile dudes. They're all dudes who we could take in like the top 2, 3, 4 rounds. And I'd be like, yeah, I'm really happy with the pick. And listen, since we signed Evan Ingram, we can wait out a project tight end for a year as well with minimal consequences. Like, to be completely honest, I didn't put the Evan Ingram signing as one of the top reasons for why we should pass on a tight end, because we still need one. We still need to take a tight end in this draft, okay? We still need to figure out, the inline situation because Ingram is more of a big slot more than anything else. But we have some time to wait. We have some time to wait it out. Like, if we're just going to let the dude, develop as a blocker, develop as a big receiving option, then we have time to wait that out. And that's, the kind of flexibility that the Ingram signing did for us. Now, if you think Loveland is a first-round talent, you still take him there. But and Evan Ingram will not deter that. He's 30, 31 years old. But if he's not, if the Broncos don't see Colston Loveland as that guy, or he's just simply not there, then they have time to go elsewhere in the draft. That's all I'm trying to say. All right, that does it for me. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below, and I'll see you guys next time. Mile high salute.